How's it going, guys? Dylan with Mesa Fitness here. Today I am interviewing our trainers, and today I actually have Sonja from the Mesa Fitness Grand Junction location. What I intend to do here is just chat with all of our trainers, just to introduce them to you guys. It might be intimidating to chat with a trainer in the gym. So what I wanted to do is provide an avenue where you can watch this at home and meet Sonja like you're meeting her in person. Okay, so I'm going to ask her a bunch of questions, like her background, what she's into, what she does outside of the gym too. Okay, all right. So first thing, Sonja, give me your essentially first edition comic book. Like, give me your backstory, how you got into fitness, what you did growing up that kind of put you in this area.
Awesome. So I grew up as a alpine ski racer. I started when I was 8 years old, and I competed pretty high level. I ended up going to Junior Olympics 3 years in a row, and that was a really amazing opportunity to meet lots of other elite young skiers from all over the country. And
How old were you when you did that?
12, 13, and 14.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. And so all of the aspects of being an athlete, just training and getting into fitness as a young kid, just really fed my soul for wanting to do that long term and continue to be active. And growing up, my parents were always very avid outdoors people and always got us out mountain biking and hiking and rafting and doing lots of
That's awesome.
really cool stuff that, I felt so fortunate to be a kid who got to do all of that. And just getting those experiences and training with teammates, and that really gave me a love for exercise. And didn't know what I wanted to do in college when I first started, so I went in undecided and kind of thought, athletic training, that'd be a really cool career. And then after a few classes of it, I was like, I don't really want to take 8 goals on the side of a football field for the rest of my life. So I went into fitness and health promotion, and it's been really cool to be able to take what I love in fitness and also what I love with helping people and bring them together and do it for work, and I love it so much.
That's awesome. Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Colorado Mesa University.
Cool.
Yeah.
When'd you graduate?
Graduated 2018, May 2018.
So you've been out for a couple years.
Yep.
What have you been doing for the last few years before you got into training?
I worked at Loki Outerwear downtown, and did that from junior year of college, and I still work there now. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Now you mentioned you and your family are really outdoorsy. What other kind of stuff did you do as a kid that might have led you here? Did you play any other sports, or was it primarily just skiing?
Yeah, so I ran cross country in middle school and 2 years of high school. My dad wanted us to kind of cross train for ski racing, so it was a really good way to get our cardiovascular system in shape. And then all growing up, I played soccer all through high school as well. And then I played basketball 1 year in 8th grade. I had never done anything with a basketball before that, but I was kind of like, my friends are playing. I should try out, and I made the A team or whatever it was. And parade, I would just sit the bench for games because I didn't know how the game worked. I just kind of enjoyed practice because it was physical and that fitness aspect that I always have enjoyed in the conditioning. But games, I was like, I'm gonna screw everything up. So I only ended up playing 1 year.
Okay. Now you mentioned you did cross country. Would you recommend that for other athletes, like for different sports? Let's say basketball or football or soccer. Would you recommend that as kind of a off-season conditioning to participate in that? Obviously, it takes a certain kind of person to be able to run long distance and somewhat enjoy it, right?
I think cross country gives you different mindset for suckiness. Running is not for everybody, but I think having to train for running and understand what goes into that sport gives you a really good outlook on your sport that you're really good at. We used to make these shirts that would say, my sport is your sport's punishment. And that is true. Nobody runs for fun, except those select few who actually really enjoy running. And I still run a lot.
Do you?
I've done 2 half marathons, and I'm hoping to do a marathon in 2021. But I think just to answer your question, it gives you kind of an appreciation for what you do and what you love. And we talk about this as trainers, how we know our limits, but we're really good at being uncomfortable with our breathing and our heart rate, and we kind of can push ourselves. And I think most athletes, but especially runners, can really feel that. So.
Interesting. Good. Yeah, I'm a part of that group that doesn't like running.
Yeah.
I played basketball growing up, and I was never a part of that.
It's not for everybody, for sure.
And unfortunately, the majority of our off-season stuff was running on the track and sprints and conditioning, and it was awful. I was never a fan.
Don't love sprinting. I don't love track workouts. I really just enjoy long distance, going the miles and enjoying.
More of a casual run, but long distance.
Long distance, just doing it for my soul, basically. It feeds my soul. But.
So to get into training, you mentioned you went to Colorado Mesa. What certifications did you get, either through school or through anybody?
I didn't get a personal training certification at CMU. I went after college and got my CSCS, which is a Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist through the National Strength and Conditioning Association.
It's a mouthful.
It is a lot. And that is a very tough test. But it's very cool because it applies to general population, but also sport specific as well. So you can really, it gives you a really good knowledge and understanding of how to program, how to progress people, and if I am working with athletes, I have that background of which season we need to be in and how to progress and how to move into the next season and prepare each season for that specific athlete. And those are really, really cool things to know about for training as well. So.
Right. Are you looking at any other certifications? And I know that's kind of your primary one, and that's actually helped you quite a bit getting started. Are you looking at getting any others in the future?
Yeah, I would like to get a nutrition certification. Taking a few nutrition classes in college. It was very difficult for me, and it still is, but I'd like to get more knowledge so I can help my clients a little bit better in that area to be more well-rounded.
Okay, yeah. For any of you trainers out there, that's a really good one. Obviously, most trainers recommend that nutrition is the biggest portion of what you're going to do. So if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out how do I lose weight or how do I gain muscle, your nutrition is going to be just as important as what you do here in the gym. Am I right?
Absolutely, yes. Yep.
Now you mentioned you've got the strength and conditioning. What are your other strengths? What other kind of things do you specialize in when you're training clients?
Well, I found that I really like working with women and older individuals.
Okay.
I like that I feel a nice, good connection with women, and that it's just fun and easy to work with them, and we don't have to put this in, but I don't know, I wouldn't say I specialize in that, but I enjoy that a lot more than
That's okay.
But
a lot of times what I've seen for trainers, obviously I've been here for a couple of years, I've seen 30, 40 trainers come through both gyms. A lot of times what you find an interest in is what you're the best at. So if you're a trainer that enjoys working with females, or if you enjoy working with like high school athletes or seniors, whatever that is, if you enjoy it, you're going to put more effort into learning more about it, into helping those clients, and building a connection with those clients. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I think that's something that you should definitely focus on if that's something that you enjoy.
Another thing that I've always had an interest in is working with like pregnant women, because that's kind of there's a lot of research on it, and a lot of research says we should exercise through pregnancy, but we want to do it in the right and safe way, and I want to be a vessel for providing that safe, correct way to do that type of thing. And I coach with the Powderhorn Racing Club for alpine skiing, and I really love working with kids like from ages 10 to 15.
So young athletes.
Absolutely love that.
That's awesome. Very cool. How long have you been doing that?
This will be my third season.
Okay.
So.
Do you still compete at all?
I do not compete. I did it all through college at CMU, but
Do they have a ski team?
yeah, we have a club team, and we get to
Okay.
compete. We get to go to different places. We've made it to nationals a few times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
It was the
that
best
sounds
way to
awesome.
keep going through with the ski racing. So
Good. Well, that's cool that you still help, the younger athletes and kind of pass on what you have
Absolutely.
in that area.
yeah, I had such amazing coaches when I was growing up, from start to end, and I just want to give that back. I want to be a good, positive role model for kids through that sport. So
Good. Now, if you haven't seen them, she's actually done a few videos. If you're an avid skier, or if you're just getting into it, she's got a couple of workouts on our YouTube and most of our Facebook pages that go over some good workouts for that. A lot of those workouts obviously apply to different sports, but she is obviously specific with skiing. So if you are into that, go check out our YouTube page. She's got a couple of different videos on there. Just look for her picture. Okay, on to the next one here. What kind of, this one kind of goes beyond just introducing you, but what kind of impact do you feel that physical and nutritional fitness can have on somebody's life? I know that's kind of a tough question. That's obviously a curveball for an intro video, but
yeah, it's a good one though. It could change everything. If you don't have energy, what are you eating? If you don't like the way that you feel, are you sitting on the couch when you get home and eating potato chips, and now you have muscle aches and pains and your back hurts, and you've gained 20 pounds, and like, what do you want to feel like? What do you want to look like? What do you want to think of yourself like? Nutrition and exercise, that's your answer right there. Those are going to provide the most beneficial things for your health for your entire life, and it's never too late to start to make a change in it. You start feeling much better. I don't know if I answered your question.
yeah, no, that's a great answer. I think the point that you made that it's not too late. If you're in the latter half of your life, if you're in your if you're a senior and you've never seen a gym, or you haven't seen a gym since you were in high school, it's still not too late. Your body will adjust to anything that you put it through. So I mean, if you're used to hanging on the couch after you come home from work, and your body is just consistently in pain, whether it's your joints or your muscles or your head, nutrition and the physical exercise can help you at any point. Obviously, if you haven't been in a gym in 30, 40, I've seen people come in and they haven't been in a gym in 45, 50 years. You come in and you do that, and even just get your body moving a little bit, it can help, right?
It can change everything. It could literally save your life.
That's awesome. What, in your opinion, are your 3 biggest things to focus on, or your 3 biggest tips for somebody who's starting out? That could be anybody from, they just graduated high school, but they've never been in a gym before other than gym class, versus, somebody like what we were just talking about, somebody who hasn't been in a gym in 30 years. What are the 3 biggest things to focus on if they're coming in by themselves?
Absolutely. So I would say take a look at your functional movements. Your squatting, or how you sit down, your hinging, or how you bend over, how do you close a cabinet door like a push, how do you open a car door as a pull, how do you walk, how do you turn your head, all of those things, your functional movement patterns, because these are the things that we're going to do every day for the rest of our life. Squatting, I use this all the time. We're going to have to sit down on the toilet every single day for the rest of our life, and the longer we can do it without assistance, the better off we're going to be.
That is a great example.
It's so true, because I use that with everybody that I start with, and it just clicks. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to have somebody in there with me to help me sit down. No. So that's one. Take a look at your functional movement patterns. Don't just come in and hit the treadmill and then do some bicep curls. We need a good full look at every primary movement pattern that we do and training through that. The second I would say is to be consistent. It takes a little while, especially as you're just starting out, and keep coming, and you'll get better, and you'll get stronger, and your heart rate will, keep working hard, and you'll start to feel better while you're doing certain exercises, and they'll become easier, and then we reassess, and then they'll become easier, and just keep coming. And then third would be,
just for everybody's frame of reference, I gave her no heads up on what I was asking in this, so this is all off the top of her head, and I'm super impressed so far.
Thank you. Third would be if you are uncomfortable or nervous or kind of feel scared, talk with the trainer. We can really ease that, make that transition of change much easier and help it make sense to you and get you going in the direction that you need to start.
I want to kind of bounce off that point just a little bit. Whether you haven't been in a gym since high school or if you're a regular, it can be intimidating trying to figure out what to do that's correct for you. I've been in and out of the gym a lot over the last 10 to 15 years. I played basketball in high school. I lifted pretty heavily in college and played basketball in college too. But after that, I was just lifting and then I had a baby and then I didn't lift for a long time and COVID happened and yeah. So anyways, I went to one of our trainers here at the gym and that's really helped me out. They can really ease, like she said, a trainer can really ease that transition. And what's great is you don't have to shell out cash. You don't have to, unload your bank account to be able to do that. These are good, genuine people that want to help you out, and they can definitely do that both on the nutrition and the workout side. Because even for somebody like me who is in and out of the gym pretty frequently, not obviously with work because I'm here every day for work, but even for somebody like me, it can be kind of intimidating to look at like a workout sheet and be like, okay, what am I doing this day? What am I doing this day? It's a lot of time and effort, but these guys do that for a living. They do that for 20 to 30 people, and they make individual workouts for you that are designed for your goals, for your body type, for your experience. And that's one of the coolest things that I get to see is how they individualize everything for all of your clients. It's awesome to watch.
Yeah, and we love it too. So it's our passion for sure.
That's definitely a benefit. All right. This is more of a personal question, not really related to working with clients or anything like that. But what do you enjoy doing in the gym? Like when you're thinking of a go-to workout that you're like, man, I'm pumped to go work out today. What are you doing?
I really love circuit training. I like to hurt myself physically. And then that recovery comes in and it feels amazing. But I like to breathe hard and I like to lift heavy. High intensity interval training is my jam, which is why I teach three classes a week, and I love it. So
that's good.
Yeah.
And those are brutal workouts. Like even when I was working out all the time, that is brutal stuff, but it is great for your body. And once your body adjusts to it, I mean, it's stellar. The results you can see and how your body will feel. And obviously we've got a couple of programs here at the gym that focus on that kind of working out, and some incredible trainers that do it. Obviously Sonja does it. We've got a handful of other trainers at both gyms that do that kind of stuff all day long, and it's fantastic. And those programs are really cool. All right, this one's kind of a curveball too. Now that I've asked you, your background, your comic book intro, and just some tips on fitness, I want you to ask whoever's watching this video a question. So for you guys, I want you to take this question. You can tweet it at us. You can put it in the comments. You can throw us in your stories. You can write it on a board and send us a picture. Whatever you want to do. She's going to ask a question, whether it's related to fitness, whether it's related to just the gym or what's going on in the world, anything like that. She's going to ask. I want you guys to answer.
Okay, cliche, but what is your dream? What do you want to achieve? If you're 90 years old, if you're 18 years old, there's always something else out there. There's always something more. And have you done it? And if not, how and what can you change? It's a weird year, for sure, but that does not mean that we should just give up and stop trying to make that next goal or dream in our grasps and something that we can achieve and have. So, what's your dream? What do you want to achieve most?
That is a great question. Again, I didn't preface her with this, so the fact that she came in and mic dropped that was awesome. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow on all social media platforms. We are literally on everything. Be sure to follow us and stay tuned. We're going to have more of these awesome videos. We're going to get to meet all of our trainers at both gyms. So thank you guys.
Yay.
Sweet. Nice job.
Thanks. That was fun.
That was killer.